Welcome to What We Watch After Dark. My name's Nathan, and the answer to what the quote was for for today, we are going to be reviewing the 1960s Ocean's 11. Of course, it stars Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Richard Conte, Joey Bishop, Harry Silva, Buddy Lester, Richard Benedict, Norman Fell, and Clement Harvey. Norman Fell used to be the original landlord on Three's Company. It's a funny show if you haven't seen it. Kind of 70s and I don't know. It's cool. Anyway, so those are the players. I'm going to go ahead and show you the trailer right now. So let's go ahead and roll.
Some of you already have a general idea of the plan of this operation. This is our objective, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mission, to liberate millions of dollars.
8 hours New Year's Eve. The units involved, special combat teams made up of former members of the 82nd Airborne. We black out the whole town and hit the 5 casinos at the same time. Sahara, Riviera, Desert Inn, the Sands, and the Flamingo.
Jim, if it's so foolproof, why hasn't somebody done it yet?
Same reason nobody's gone to the moon yet. No equipment.
And we're equipped. It's going to be a military operation executed by trained men.
Will my cut be big enough to send a kid through college?
Big enough to buy you a kid at college.
Our master electrician is doing 1 to 5.
I'm the only one here that knows Las Vegas. Why don't you guys believe me when I tell you the percentage is always with the house? With the house.
The percentage is with the people who are rigging the game, and in this case, it's us.
Happy New Year.
Come on, let's go. Why didn't you just get some regular heist guys?
For the best of reasons, Mr. Hammond. A man with a criminal record can get near Las Vegas, much less the casinos.
Sweetheart, this job was cooked up by Jimmy and his soldier boy pals.
Well, that's ridiculous. Jimmy's always had all the money he could spend. Why would he rob anyone?
Hitler had Europe. Why did he want Russia, too?
Oh, hold it. Sounds like the kind of reunion can put me back in the calendar hall.
Attention all cars. Cover all entrances and exits. Sands, Sahara, Flamingo, Desert Inn, and Riviera. Check everyone who leaves.
I want half.
Get a load of this guy. The way you actually think we're going to stick up the joint. We wouldn't do that, would we? No, it's ridiculous.
Ooh, I'm so drunk I don't think I could lie down without holding on.
Well, put this in your pipe. One of these days, I'll break your back. I swear it.
Welcome back. So I'm going to give you a few interesting facts, and then I will say the line for next movie. So wait to the end to get that. If y'all like me doing the lines at the end, please tell me. And if you can, subscribe for me. It really helps. Anyway, let's go on with it. One of the most important facts is everybody in the movie was staying at the Sands, except Sammy Davis Jr. And so Sinatra went to the hotel casino manager, the head guy, and said he's not having that. He will be staying there. It's a good way to step up for your friends. That's all I'm going to say on that. You know, I'm glad he kind of broke the color law. I mean, the unspoken one is what they called it, the unspoken color law. But it's just nice that we had some even entertainers back in the day with some forward thinking. There's a scene between Danny and Adelie, and they get to arguing and stuff, and she throws a candy dish at him. Well, Frank did not know she was going to do that. That was an ad lib. And so his surprise is general. The main 11 guys, it was really more of an interactive ad lib. They ad libbed a lot of stuff and to get through their scenes. I still like the story, but, well, there's one time that Danny introduces himself as Detective Lieutenant Banger, and there is a Lieutenant Bagner in this Police Officer for Guys and Dolls, which he also started. This was also the time when they finally patched up their differences. Sammy Davis Jr. and Peter Lawford had some differences with Mr. Sinatra and had a falling out. Well, this movie kind of brought them together and became friends again. And the shows that they did during this time, the reason he said in the commercial or in the trailer for this, you hear the announcer goes, having a summit. Well, that's a reference to the shows they did at night, Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. It was kind of like a famous era time when they were filming this film, and also at the Casino the Sands. Steve McQueen turned down a role of his friend Heda Harper, but because of his agent, he says instead of being a flunky, you know, you need to be your own man, and rather than trying to be Frank Sinatra, which I think was a good thing. I mean, because I think it was just a good thing. Now, the line that you'll hear about in Ocean's 11 when he starts talking about salt in the clouds to spoil the picnic reference, actually new technology at that time was emerging of seeding clouds to produce rain. Dean Martin and Angie Dickinson were also in Rio Bravo, and Andrew Dickinson, of course, guest role. And I really like Red Skelton. I was hoping for a show or him being part of the 11, but I liked how they used him. And there is a ton of cameos in this thing. They brought all the friends out. My opinion of this movie is it's not the same as the Ocean's 11s we have from the remake. First off, they don't get on... well, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert. First off, in the older movie, they don't get the money. In a weird way, they don't get the money. It was so hip and of its time back then, and it brings kind of a cool that we can't get anymore. You know, I mean, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr., you'll never find an act, that's those kind of crooners, man, in dancing. It's just, they got it, man. It's almost like it's holding up to their legend, this movie. The other part was, instead of just knowing a guy in Ocean's 11, the remake in this one, they're all from the 82nd Airborne that survived, and that's their guys. And their whole logic was, well, why did the Army teach us all this stuff? And now we got nothing to do with it. But we could use it to rob a bank, you know, or a casino, or 5 casinos. You know, went down the strip. Directing, I give you have a lot of ad-libbing in there, and you have a lot of stuff. But I thought it was good. Oh, and by the way, to let you know, the director was Louis Milestone, and the writers were Henry Brown, Charles Linder, George Clayton Johnson is what that is. So those are the people, and you can watch it on Max or H, whatever you call it. What you know. So I give this movie a solid. Man, this one's hard. 7.5. Let's go 7.5. It was a good movie, but did they leave the editor enough kind of B-roll? Maybe not. The ad-libbing can be hard to edit within itself. Anyway. And now, what are we going to watch next? This is the line from the movie. Salem was wrong. Those women were innocent. Well, that's all I got for you today. And let's go ahead and remember, I love you, each and every one of you. And I hope that you spread that love to your friends and family and everything. And also, stop the wars.